Officially the newest member of the 2024 Hall of Fame class, Devin Hester. That smile says it all.
Appreciate you guys for having me, man. Appreciate it so much.
How
Always
does it
a pleasure
feel?
on the show with you. Feels great. Long overdue for all us as Devin Hester fans, family members. But at the end of the day, you know, when the time's called, that knock at the door comes, it feels like it's the first one. So I'm honored and privileged to be a Hall of Famer now, and just so excited about everything that's going on right now.
That play I just showed, we've had you on the show twice before this, and we've always had it in the script that we want to play it, and we never do because we never get to it. But it's my favorite play. Can you talk me through it from your perspective and just what you remember?
That was my rookie year, playing in New York, playing against the Giants, and it was one of those borderline getting cold time of the year. The wind was blowing, and we had practiced that play maybe about 3 weeks ago prior to that game, and just for situations like this. And they was in a crunch time situation where they needed a field goal and it was stopped, but they was pinned back, and so we didn't know whether or not they was going to send the field goal unit on the field or the punt unit on the field. And happened they end up sending the field goal unit out there. So of course, the great special team coach I have had, which was named Dave, told me, "Hey, Devin, this is the play," and put the field goal unit out there and put me in. And I knew right then and there, if they kicked the ball, it was a great opportunity with the wind blowing that I would get my hands on the ball.
Sunday night, bright lights, and nobody not watching. Everybody watching that game, which is so amazing and what makes it so great. It was like the moment, not just Bears, not just, you know, everybody sort of realized you are a force to be reckoned with. You can change a game on a dime, and that's amazing. Now, you told me the first time you didn't get into the Hall of Fame, it was emotional for you. Second time, a little less emotional. So getting that call, who calls, what's it like, what emotions does it turn to when it's finally the right time?
Jim Porter's the head guy over the Hall of Fame now, and he took it over about 3 years ago. And so first year I didn't get the call. I did get a call saying I didn't make it because when you're a finalist, I think it boils down to the top 10. You get a call whether you make it or not. And so first year I got a call, and unfortunately I wasn't able to make it the first year. Second year, to be honest, I didn't really want to make it because the Super Bowl was in Arizona, and I knew I wasn't going to have no fun down there. I was hoping I found out it was Vegas the following year. I was like, please don't pick me this year, but please pick me next year. And so my wish came true, and had some fun in Vegas, and here to say I'm a Hall of Famer now.
You are, and you're smiling, and we love to see it. And you have so many fans just around the world who, like, obviously think, just like you said, I think the quote is long overdue, and that's accurate. In the way that we talk about this, you know, over 3 years, and more than that, really, since you've left the game, have you thought about, like, the moments of the Hall of Fame that you're most looking forward to, the moments of that weekend in Canton, the bust, the induction ceremony? Like, have you thought about who's introducing you? Dion, maybe your mentor?
So I did reach out to. So we're doing the way they set it up this year. They're doing a jacket ceremony first, which is on a Friday, and so this year they're wanting to have the future Hall of Famers represent those guys, the new Hall of Famers, and help put on a jacket. So Dion is, of course, one of the guys that I reached out to. I know around that time of the year he's in mid-season. We're beginning of a season with his college team, so I don't know how his schedule is going to pan out. But far as I just came from Canton yesterday, and we toured the museum, got a chance to walk on the stage where we'll be presenting the speech, hotel, things like that, just preparing for the parties and stuff like that. So we've been very busy when it comes to Canton in Ohio and all the festivities that's going on. So I'm very excited, and I just can't wait for this all to be.
How do you make sure that your bust goes the way that it needs to go? You know what I'm saying? Like, how involved do you get in the process? I've never asked this. Nobody's ever given me this information. Like, are they showing you what it's going to look like? Are you getting renditions? Are you approving? How does that go?
So it's a nice process. I built a strong relationship with the guy that does the bust, and I sent a couple pictures of how I want it to look, how I want my hair to look. I asked him to make me young again. I know my cheeks are a little puffy now from me getting older, so I told him give me some Botox, tighten up my face a little bit. But we get a say so in it, and we get to kind of pick and choose how we want it to look. So I'm excited to see it when it's all done.
Is there a bust that you saw? I can't imagine. I wish we could get footage of you walking through and doing that tour in Canton. Is there a bust that you stopped and looked at longer than the others that you were like just wowed by?
I did. I actually pointed out one that I felt was like the best bust that I ever seen. That I seen there, and it was Ed Reed's. And when I got close up on like the details and the hair and the beard and the face and the eyes, it actually made you feel like he was right there looking at you. So Ed Reed was probably the one I would say really draw my attention.
His is good, and I wouldn't be his eyes should follow you as you walk through it. That's what I feel like Ed Reed should be like, because that's what he was like through his mask on the field, which is so amazing. Let me ask you this: when I thought about you coming on and you finally were in the Hall of Fame, I'm just like, sure, jacket ceremony, Dion, you reached out to him, that's cute. Did you think about having Tony Dungy do it? No?
Man, Tony, nah.
What's that going to be like? I feel like he's got to be in your speech, right?
It's so hard, man, because I was actually on a plane yesterday on the way back from Canton, and I was kind of trying to prepare for the speech a little bit, writing down some notes, and it's just, when you have so many important people in your life, it's so hard to get all of them down. And I know it's going to be a couple of guys and some important people that I may miss out with the time frame that we do have. They give you a time frame to give your speech, so it's going to be hard with my speech because I have so many important people that's been involved in my life and that I want to mention. So just preparing for that, man, it's a nice process. It's overwhelming, but at the same time, it's an honor and a joy to be able to do things like that right now.
You mentioned Coach Dave, of course, your longtime coach in Chicago, now with Kansas City, having so much success. How happy have you been for him?
Man, just everything that he's been going through, all the success that he's been having, man, and continuously winning Super Bowls, and right now he's in the prime of his life at coaching, man. I can't be but so proud of what he had, what he was, and how he's became right now in modern days right now with the coaching. And it's just, I'm just so overwhelmed. And sometimes I ask him, like, can I borrow a couple of your rings?
He'll for sure be in Canton with you celebrating, which is amazing. And he's had an incredible success over an 11-year stint, which is success in itself, hanging out there with the Chiefs and company. When you think about yourself at your position, right, kick returner, you're accomplishing something that is harder to do than other positions. I got to just ask you, are you the last of your kind?
That's a great question. It's when you watch the game today, the return margin is thinning and thinning out. I can't even say who was the best kickoff and punt returner this year. It's just it's sad to say, but I know the rules are changed with the kickoff. But the opportunities that the guys get on punt return, the opportunities are there. It's just, it's a unique situation. And hopefully another guy comes along, with the talent and the skill set and the right coach to really blossom and bloom and pick the return game back up, because right now it's slowly deteriorating.
Well, they're talking about changing the kickoff rules. Do you want that?
They already changed it. What are they changing to now?
I think they're changing something else. They're going to make it easier to return, I feel like, even more. I think there's some rules up. Hamilton probably knows more about that than me, but you're saying no, don't change anything else.
No, I mean, make it more presentable for the returners to get the opportunity to get their hands on the ball again. Like I said, I know the rules with the kickoff has changed kickoff returns a lot. I know they still have opportunities on the punt return, but it's just not. It's really no guys out there that's really separating themselves as a returner. You know, it's kind of quiet and kept, but hopefully somebody picks it up and get it back going.
Yeah, they're talking about something similar to what the XFL, Hamilton is telling me, is doing to add more returns with fewer risks of injury.
That'd be great to bring the game back. To me, the kickoff and punt return was one of the most exciting plays in the NFL. Yeah. And to take that out of the game, you know what I mean? You take a big part out of the game. I feel like they need to find a way to get it back involved.
Or you just like leave goated forever. It's like the last dude to, that's the last dude to do it when everybody walks by that bust 20 years, 30 years, 100 years from now. They're going to say, that's Devin Hester, like kind of the last of his kind to do it. I don't know, that's kind of sexy, I feel like, no?
I feel like it is too.
Yeah. Let's not make these rules too easy now, NFL. Calm down on that. Let's talk about where things are never easy, and that's in Chicago. Okay, I know you believe in Justin Fields because I've talked to you about it. You believe in him as the quarterback of this team, of any team he might be in, at the head of. All signs seem to be pointing to a trade, though I don't know, like the musical chairs are winding down here. We're watching the quarterback trade market sort of evaporate and dry up in free agency. He's still with Chicago. What do you make of the Bears holding on to him this late into the process?
It's just it's a clear sign that they really don't want to get rid of him. It could be just keeping opponents on their toes, not showing the Bears' hand. I don't feel as though they should get rid of Justin. I feel like to make a quarterback like Justin successful, you have to put pieces around him and veteran guys around him. I like the pickup they just picked up with Swift. I feel like they do need to go out and get another prime receiver. I like Marvin Harris Jr. I feel like if they go out and get a guy like Marvin Harris and potentially bring in another shifty slot receiver, sky's the limit with the offense. So I feel, my opinion, I would draft Marvin Harris. I would keep Justin Fields. I would go out and try to get another key weapon on the offense side of the ball, whether it's another slot receiver or potentially another tight end that's like a Kittle or Kelsey type receiver, tight end, and I feel like Justin Fields would light up the season.
What's the argument for him with what you've seen with your eyes, a Hall of Famer, over drafting Caleb?
I feel like it's a lot of stuff going on with Caleb right now. And me as a GM, I don't want to badmouth anybody, but it's too much attention going on right now with their quarterback like that. You look at all the quarterbacks that come in the draft and has a lot of things going on. It kind of similarly carried them out throughout their career.
What kind of things?
Just things off the field. It could be small things, it could be big things, but it's too much right now. And I feel like the type of quarterback he is, Justin Fields is similar, but better with running the ball. I don't see a big difference. Now, if you've seen a big difference in two guys when you're drafting a quarterback, you see a big difference in the quarterback you're trying to draft compared to the quarterback you have, and the quarterback that you're trying to draft is showing more excitement and is just better than you go out and get that quarterback. But if these two guys are similar, I don't feel like you should go out and draft the quarterback similar to what you already have.
And you're going to be in that same position with Caleb where you've got to support him and surround him with talent. Right. And if you're taking him, you can't take a Marvin Harrison Jr. like you're talking about, or support him and not have consistency. And you're saying you like Justin. DJ Moore sits and tells me he likes Justin. I've not heard a teammate of Justin's not be completely for him. in staying in that offense. And that speaks a lot to them potentially keeping him. And the spots are sort of drying up. There's a lot of talk about Justin Fields being traded to the Vikings because Kirk's not there, Sam there. Do you think Chicago can stomach that, an interdivision rival shipping Justin, where he could potentially, given what you're saying, he's a great quarterback. He can go out there and ball for the Vikings with Justin Jefferson? No way.
This is a situation that I was put in. I know in my last year in Chicago, there was rumors about me getting traded. And the one team, when they did mention the trade block with me, within 30 minutes, opponent, rivalry team called and said, "We willing to take him right now." And I got taken off the trade block like that. And so when you trade a player, make sure that player you trade, you don't want to play against. If you feel like this is a player we want to trade, but I don't want to play against this player, send him to the Vikings. You're going to see him 2 times a year, and who knows how he's feeling when he play against you. So that's a caution that you want to have. I feel like Justin Fields is like I said, you put the right pieces around him, you get him in the offense that fits him. And what I mean by fit him is built around what type of talent that he has. Sky's the limit with him. So and that's what I see nowadays in the NFL. Like you have to make the offense designed around what type of quarterback you have. If you have a pocket passing quarterback, then your offense is built that way. But if you have a quarterback that's better on the move, then you build an offense that's built around a quarterback that's on the move. It's plain and simple nowadays, and that's what great coaches do. You see Andy Reid and the type of offense he has, because guess what? Patrick Mahomes is not a sitting-pocket quarterback. He likes to move around and make plays. So get him the ability to make those type of plays, because that's the type of quarterback he is.
Should Justin want to stay in Chicago, if you're Justin? And their moves have been made, but now you and I have talked about this at length. Like, how good can you get? How can you ever get into a rhythm if you're constantly revolving OCs in and out and coaches? So Getsy's out, Eric Washington's in. Then you've got, so they re-signed Jalen Johnson. You like the Swift ad, which I like too. Gerald Everett, Kevin Byard. If you're Justin Fields, do you want to stay in Chicago, given everything?
Yes and no. When I say yes, because you're already situated. You got a place to stay. You're familiar with the city. You're familiar with the facility, the coaches, the everybody, the trainers, everybody. You already built a relationship with those guys. Now it's just really, could they make this work for me? Like, could they put in an offense that fits me? Could they bring in the weapons to make this easier for me? Make it simple for him. I feel like he could be one of the league top 10 quarterbacks this year if this system is built around him. And by saying that is bringing in some weapons, give him an offensive coordinator that makes him comfortable, that calls the plays that he's comfortable with, that he can utilize his talent, where we all know, and it's no brainer, his legs makes him great. So give him the type of play calling that's going to make the offense run with him at quarterback. Look at Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is known for making plays with his legs. Look how far they go in the playoffs every year. Look at their record every year with Lamar. And this was a two-time MVP quarterback. You're
comparing Justin Fields to Lamar. You're saying he can be at that. You're saying top 10. You're telling me Justin Fields, that this is the quote that's going to go out there. Devin, I'm trying to help you. Is this what you want out there?
This is what I want out there, because I feel like if you put him in an offense that is designed for him, then he could be potentially in the top 10 quarterbacks. I'm not saying MVP, but he could be in the top 10 when we talk about quarterbacks of 2024. Year. He could be in the top 10 if you put him in an offense that is designed for him and not designed for the offensive coordinator to say, this is what I'm coming in as a new offensive coordinator, and this is my playbook. And this is what we're going to run. He might not be that quarterback for that offensive playbook, but if you come in as an offensive coordinator and say, you know what, I'm going to call the plays predicated on what type of players we have and what's going to make the system work. Not what type of system I want to work, but whatever type of system that we have, that the players that we have, we gonna make an offense designed around the type of players we have, then that's when you're gonna be successful.
And that's literally, I mean, it's like you're basically saying follow the Todd Monken OC of the Ravens playbook, because he came in and said, Lamar, I'm gonna let you do you and be yourself.
Yeah. If you think about it, all the good offense is more like a copycat league.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make our offense great. If I have a quarterback like this is the type of plays we call him. It's like me when I coach you football. If I got a team full of running backs, I'm not finna go 4 wide. I'm not going 5 wide. I'm going wishbone, and all 3, 4 of my running backs gonna get carries. If I have a team full of wide receivers, I'm not finna go power out. I'm not gonna run wishbone. I'm gonna go 5 wide. So you have to. This is the thing. It's so easy. You adjust your offense on what type of players you have.
Sounds like
and
you
what
should,
type of quarterback you have.
Sounds like you need to be making the decisions, but you're too busy picking out your bust for the Hall of Fame, my friend. You don't have time to deal with all these Chicago problems. I wanted to talk about Atlanta. We'll skip over it. They've got a lot to look forward to. They've got a ways to go. I know we're excited about some of those moves. I do want to ask you before we go quickly. Actually, maybe we'll take a break and we'll do it in break. Let's take a break on the TV side. We'll do it on YouTube. I've got 2 more questions for you. We'll be right back. We're going to have Ben Solak talk to us a little bit about roster construction, what's going on around free agency. But, I mean, I could talk to Devin Hester all day. So we went over on our
Let's
side.
do it. Let's talk.
I want to ask you, so I got to meet Xavier Worthy a couple of weeks ago after his combine in the 4.21. And he is a delight. And I'm rooting for him. And I think it would mean a lot to him to hear you talk over this 40. What do you think when you saw this?
Man, it's crazy because every year, man, technology and nutrition and the proper training and the little small details of shaving off 1/10 of a second every year is getting what I can say found and utilized. And every year, man, we starting to find a player that's running these crazy times, man. And for one, you know, of course they was blessed with the speed, you know, but shaving a 1/10 off a second, man, when it comes to these 40-yard dashes, man, it's unbelievable, man. And this kid here, man, I know he really, really boosts his stock when it comes to the draft for him this year, man. I know for sure that it's going to help him out. You know, when you think about all the kids that run in the 4.2s, half of them probably projected in the second round. But because they ran the you know what I mean? Because they ran the 4.2, it made them top 20 every year. You know what I mean? Because teams feel like they.
If I can call you Dev, I don't know why I think I can do that. I'm like,
that's cool. That's cool.
We
talking right now, so we getting comfortable. We talking right now.
You ran a 4.41, I believe.
I hate that they stick that with me. We all know. In every scouting report that played us, when they seen that 4.11, they say this kid is not a 4.1, a 4.4, a 4.4 guy. What
would you have run in 2020? You're saying it's all these details, all these things that they have at their disposal. You're watching Worthy. He returned kicks at Texas. What would you have run right now?
If I was young again?
Yeah. If you were Xavier Worthy right now, are you running a 4.1?
Not a 4.1, no. I would be. I felt like me coming out of college, I was a low 4.3, 4.2 type of guy. But this is what people don't realize when I ran that 40. I wasn't supposed to run at the combine. I had tweaked my hamstring 2 weeks prior to the combine. Yeah. So I didn't even bring cleats. If you look at my 40-yard dash, I ran in tennis shoes.
What?
Go look at it. I was running in tennis shoes.
Okay, I didn't know that. We gotta go. You gotta come back on as usual. We gotta do part 4 because we gotta go. And you know what? Let me just say this: Drayton is gonna be running a sub 4.40 someday because he's just crushing all things. We'll talk to you. Most importantly, congratulations on the Hall of Fame. We're gonna come back on the